Imagine an insect with antennae so long they're 3 times its own body length. That's the jaw-dropping reality of longhorn beetles. Meet Falsotrachostola torquata, a rare longhorn beetle discovered only in 2007. Scientists are still uncovering its secrets. Longhorn beetles belong to one of the largest beetle families on Earth, over 35,000 known species and counting. Their larvae bore deep into living trees, spending years hidden inside before emerging as adults. The ultimate stealth insect. Those giant antennae aren't just for show, they're packed with sensors for detecting mates, predators, and the perfect tree to lay eggs in. Some longhorn beetles can chew through solid hardwood. Their mandibles are so powerful they can bite through a human fingernail. From ancient forests to your backyard, longhorn beetles are everywhere, silent sculptors reshaping the trees around us. Nature is wild. What if a single law firm could shape the fate of an entire nation's biggest deals? Meet Russell McVeagh, New Zealand's ultimate legal powerhouse. Russell McVeagh is one of New Zealand's largest and most prestigious law firms, with offices in both Auckland and Wellington, the country's 2 biggest cities. Ranked among the global elite by the Legal 500 and Chambers and Partners, the world's most respected law firm guides, Russell McVeagh consistently tops the charts. From massive corporate mergers to landmark court cases, this firm handles New Zealand's most complex and high-stakes legal battles, and wins. Their clients include the biggest corporations, financial giants, and government bodies operating across New Zealand and the entire Pacific region. In a nation of just 5 million people, one firm built a reputation that echoes around the world. That's the extraordinary power of Russell McVeagh. Wait, sign language has phonetics? No sounds needed. ASL has its own phonological system that's just as complex as spoken English. In spoken language, phonemes are the smallest sound units, like P or B. In ASL, phonemes are spatial, hand shape, location, and movement replace sound entirely. Change just one hand parameter, where your hand is, how it moves, or its shape, and you get a completely different word. Just like swapping vowels in English. ASL even has phonotactic rules. The symmetry condition says, if both hands move in a single sign, they must perfectly mirror each other. Language has laws. And just like English has regional accents, ASL has allophones, signs that vary slightly between signers but carry the exact same meaning. Dialects exist in hands. The wild part? Brain scans show your brain processes ASL and spoken English through the exact same language circuits. The grammar center doesn't care if it's sound or gesture. Only the perception differs. Visual cortex lights up for ASL, auditory for English. But meaning and grammar? Identical neural pathways. Your brain is a universal language machine. Somewhere in Serbia, a football club has been quietly playing since 1947, and almost nobody outside their village even knows they exist. FK Moravak Mrstane plays in the Gradska Liga Leskovac, the 7th tier of Serbian football. That's 7 full levels below the top flight. To put it in perspective, Serbia's Superliga sits at the top, with 6 more divisions beneath it. FK Moravak competes at the very bottom of the pyramid. Founded in 1947, this club has outlasted wars, economic collapse, and decades of upheaval, held together by sheer love of the beautiful game. Their name in Serbian Cyrillic represents a fierce local pride that no league table ranking can ever take away. Clubs like this are the true backbone of world football. Without them, the entire pyramid collapses. They play for love, not money, not fame. Next time you watch a Champions League final, remember, in Mrstane, Serbia, FK Moravak is giving everything they have in Division 7. Deep in the jungle of Papua New Guinea, there's an airport almost nobody knows about, and it was built for one incredible reason. Welcome to Bensbach Airport in the western province of Papua New Guinea, one of the most remote airfields on Earth, far from any major city. This airport wasn't built for commuters or tourists, it was built to serve the Bensbach Wildlife Lodge, one of the most remote wilderness retreats on Earth. The lodge opened in February 1977, and the airport made it accessible. Before that, reaching this remote paradise was nearly impossible. The Bensbach region is famous for its incredible wildlife. Rusa deer, saltwater crocodiles, and hundreds of exotic bird species live here. Imagine flying into a tiny jungle airport to wake up surrounded by the most exotic wildlife on Earth. Would you visit Bensbach if you could? Forget New York, there's another Manhattan out there, and it's hiding in the Nevada desert with 0 skyscrapers and 0 taxis. Nevada State Route 377 is a tiny 6.6-mile highway in Nye County, but it leads to one of America's most fascinating forgotten towns. This lonely stretch of road was once called State Route 69 before being renumbered, quietly connecting an old silver mining boomtown to the outside world. Manhattan, Nevada once boomed with silver miners in the early 1900s. Thousands flooded this desert valley chasing fortune underground. Today just a handful of residents remain, and the only way in or out is this lonely 6.6-mile road cutting through miles of empty desert. Route 377 might be one of America's shortest state highways, but it's the only lifeline keeping this ghost town from vanishing forever. Next time you think of Manhattan, remember the most mysterious one isn't in New York. It's waiting at the end of a desert road in Nevada. Did you know that in 1940s Italy, becoming a professional footballer was almost impossible? The country was at war, stadiums were bombed, yet the game never died. Verona, one of Italy's most beautiful cities, was home to a fierce football culture. Born here on January 18, 1940, Claudio Guglielmone would grow up to become a professional footballer. In post-war Italy, football wasn't just a sport, it was survival, pride, and identity. Young players trained barefoot on dusty streets dreaming of making it big. Italian Serie A in the late 1950s and 60s was considered the greatest football league on earth. Every player who earned a professional contract was living the ultimate dream. Guglielmone's era produced some of football's most technical players. Italian catenaccio defense tactics dominated Europe, tight, disciplined, almost unbeatable. From bombed-out streets to professional pitches, the story of Italian football in the 1940s to 60s is one of the most remarkable rises in sports history. Pure determination. Next time you watch modern football, remember the generation of players like Guglielmone who built the foundation. Their passion created the beautiful game we love today. In 1961, Papua New Guinea was still a colony, and only 6 indigenous people had ever won a seat in its parliament. That was about to change. Under Australian colonial rule, PNG had a legislative council, but indigenous voices were nearly absent, until 6 historic elections changed everything. Vin Tabaning became one of those 6 groundbreaking elected members, an indigenous voice in a council built for colonizers. A history-making moment. But Vin didn't stop there. In 1967, he helped co-found the Pangu Party, a bold political movement with one clear goal: freedom for Papua New Guinea. The Pangu Party swept across the nation, rallying thousands of indigenous Papua New Guineans who believed they deserved to govern their own land. On September 16, 1975, Papua New Guinea declared independence, and the Pangu Party formed the very first government of a free nation. From a colonial council seat to co-founding a freedom movement, Vin Tabaning's courage helped birth an entire nation. That's the power of one person.